Ladies and gentlemen, Dallas Cowboys OTAs, at least day one, is officially in the books. We got to see a little bit of new wide receiver George Pickens. We got to see some of the rookies, including Revel here, who is not fully working out with the team, but going through individual, workout stretches and whatnot. And in this video, what I'm going to do is show you a bunch of pictures. We're going to look at the interviews, and I'm going to show you everything you need to know from the news, notes, observations. Now, you guys are probably going to be like, wait, where are the highlights, right? Now, we're going to break down that in a second. But what you need to understand is these reporters are not really able to film any highlights from practice. So what we're going to do is break down all the news and notes that we saw from today. All right, and the first thing I want to talk about is George Pickens. He was a massive talking point among today's practice, and even prior to practice, Brian Schottenheimer was quoted talking a little bit about why he loves this addition, what him and CeeDee Lamb could potentially do together. You look at both these guys, and they add a ton of versatility and a new dynamic to this offense that honestly they haven't had in a very long time. Now you're not going to see too many one-eye safety looks. You're going to need two-eye safety looks covering both these guys, which may allow the running game to open up a little bit more, less full boxes. But man, I'm excited. Listen to what the head coach had to say about George Pickens.
Yeah, I think CD said it best. I saw his comments, right, where we don't have a one. We don't do A's and B's. We think that there's a one over there. CD said it. And if you look over there, there's a one there. So I think that's the way that we view GP. My time with him has been just incredible. When he came in after the trade, just getting a chance to really get to know him. We had a little free throw shooting competition. I think he beat me twice. I've beaten him once, but the last time we played, I beat him. So I do want to put that out there that I did beat him. But it's really just, us getting to know each other. I think we were all on board. I think we're always trying to find the right pieces and good pieces. And I think we're really excited about what he brings as a football player. But I see a guy that's maturing. I see a guy that we're excited to put out there and watch him grow and get better. And you guys will see him out there today. He obviously is a tremendous athlete, but I love watching him in meetings because in meetings he's been so dialed in, taking great notes. He knows he's a little bit behind, not a lot, but a little bit behind in terms of what the veterans are doing. But his intentionality in the meeting room has been really cool for me to see.
Now, I also wanted to talk a little bit about Joe Milton, man. I mean, the newly acquired quarterback, backup quarterback for Dak Prescott. A lot of highs, according to Nick Harris. Let's read this, right? The Joe Milton experience was on full display today. The highs were fun, including this 20-yard scamper off a broken play, and the lows were definitely notable as well. A pair of interceptions to Shamar James and Buddy Johnson as well. So again, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. But overall, this is what training camp, this is what mini camp and OTAs are for. You need to adjust, you need to get better. Now, we're going to listen to what Brian Schottenheimer had to say about Joe Milton's, at least, first practice today.
So excited about Joe. I was excited about Joe before we got him. Same thing. Here's a guy, when you go into these deals and you're talking about making trades, and we all reach out to people that people that you trust, people that have been exposed to said player at college, different programs, friends that have been around him, and you just dig and you ask and you get different opinions, and there's always an outlier, good and bad, with each of them. You try to peel those away, but from the time he's been here, the work ethic is incredible. He's one of the first people in the building. He's one of the last to leave. The way he's attacked the playbook and picking it up has been incredible. And it's been fun for me to watch Dak and Will, but really Dak take a mentorship role with Joe. The talent speaks for itself. You guys will see it today. He made some incredible throws yesterday.
Now, one thing that has been very impressive, at least so far in OTAs, has been the depth that they have at DB. Now, obviously, Trayvon Diggs still trying to come back from injury. You have Deron Bland. You have other guys like Siobhan Revel Jr., who's coming off an injury, right? Out of East Carolina. They like him a lot. Kalen Carson, another guy that they love. They bring in Kyer Elam, a former first-round pick of the Buffalo Bills a couple of years ago. You could talk about, Israel, right? He's another really good player at the nickel position. This team is absolutely loaded with talent and potential in this secondary. Even Andrew Booth, I know he hasn't been amazing yet, but again, this depth is something that they are very high on. Now, real quickly, before we dive into what Brian Schottenheimer had to say about Kaiir Elam in this defensive back room, I need you guys to do me a favor, hit the like button if you want more updates. I do apologize, no highlights, and anything like that. Those will be coming later on in the offseason. Don't you guys worry, but make sure you guys hit the like button. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're going to cover every single highlight and news and notes, observations from these practices throughout the entirety of the offseason. We got you guys covered, and it's free. It doesn't cost anything to join the family. And lastly, if you want more of these videos, all you got to do is comment down below P2. That'll help let me know that you guys are enjoying the videos and want more going forward. Now, with that being said, take a listen to what head coach had to say about Kaiir Elam.
I feel good about it. I think the draft was big for us with Savone. I think, we wanted to, add some depth at that spot. Kaiir Elam has been just awesome for us. We do a thing where we kind of monitor the top speeds each week that our guys have hit in phase 2 out there running, and he's had one of the fastest times each week, which is great. Trayvon Duran, getting Kalen Carson back, he's moving around a lot better now. I feel like, again, we won't put timetables on the injured guys, but I think you'll see early on in training camp that the depth should be there for us.
Now, overall, I heard a lot of good things from this day one of Dallas Cowboys practice. We're going to have a lot more to look at going forward. Another thing we talked about was the running back position. Who's going to be the leaders? I mean, we have no idea, right? You're not going to be able to tell too much from shorts. We need the pads. We need to see some contact. We need to see what they could do behind an offensive line with defense, right? So preseason is going to be when we can tell, and the running backs can really stand out. But from here, we have a lot more to learn, right? Javonte Williams, Jaden Blue, Miles Sanders, Phil Maffa, Deuce Vaughn, right? I mean, you're hearing guys everywhere looking good. We need Trayvon Diggs back healthy, DeMarvion Overshown to get back here. I mean, I'm just excited. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I got one more clip for you guys to listen from Brian Schottenheimer. And with that being said, hit the like button, subscribe, join the family, turn on post notifications. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
It's too early to tell. I think last year we went into it thinking, it was going to be by committee, and then at the end of the year we changed that. I think it's really early. We want these guys to compete. The thing we know about Javonte and Miles, right? They've been there, they've done that. They've both had very successful seasons. They have a little bit of a head start because they've been here since the start of phase 1, so they're a little bit ahead of Phil and Jaden. But when you look at what you see from Jaden and you see from Phil, you see that it's going to be a really fun offseason, a fun training camp. But again, I think I've said this in here before, like, you're not going to find out much about running backs watching them compete in shorts. Like, it just, it's not how the game is played. So we won't really know. I think the numbers were 68 days away from our first training camp padded practice. And so, it's one that you have optimism, but you also don't get too far ahead of yourselves when you're talking about the running back position.